What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Dispatch yet again, go over some pretty good news for the game in terms of where it is charting over on Steam, doing really, really well, and we'll talk about, if it can manage to hold that, and also kind of what it means. This game has been something that I've been thinking a lot about, last 24 hours since I played it. I absolutely freaking loved episodes 1 and 2. I did a whole review. You can check it out on the channel, and, we need the next 6 episodes to be very good and to continue the game being extremely good. But what it could mean for episodic games if this whole thing lands, I think could be really, really big. I'm hoping this kicks Telltale in the rear end, along with really anybody else who wants to try it and says, hey, number one, get going, and number two, this is how you do it, right? Now, in order for that second part to happen, this game has to, from beginning to end, be a very good game. And so let's start with Steam. I want to talk about PlayStation also as this video goes. Doesn't seem like it's doing as good on PlayStation as it is on Steam, but this was even just from them. To everyone who showed up for Dispatch on day one, thank you. Dispatch hits number 1 on Steam. So they say it was number 1 or top spot on Steam's bestseller list during our launch. They want to thank everybody, and they say, it seems like, now I didn't know this because I played it later in the day. It seems like these episodes every Wednesday, we knew that part, but 9 a.m. Pacific time. So a little bit early in the morning on every single Wednesday, right? We get the next 2 episodes. So next Wednesday, we get episodes 3 and 4. Now, I don't know how long it stayed at number 1. They say, basically during the launch day, right? So I checked it just real time, my time, and right now it's number 2. Now, of course, what you have to remember too, right? So Steam and the top sellers, it's by revenue. And the thing that's actually pretty crazy, like Dispatch is a $30 game. This is not a game that is $60, $70. You look at number 1, it's Battlefield 6, right? So like Battlefield 6, Dispatch would have to sell 2+ units in order to make the revenue of 1 Battlefield 6 unit, right? So to do it and be number 1, maybe for a day, maybe for the day before, I don't check this thing every day, but maybe I should. Pretty good. Now it's number 2. You see number 3, free-to-play game. Number 4, pretty close, Power Wash Simulator 2, pretty close in terms of price. You got games like Digimon down there at 13, still seemingly doing pretty darn well. So I feel like, where it can kind of stay, or if it can stay kind of high as the game continues to go, I think that's the most interesting thing to me. Obviously, I think a game comes out like, say, Digimon, right? They came out a little while ago at this point, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago almost, and, it comes out, and it's never going to come out again, right? It just comes out once, and, it's going to make its mark. I imagine Digimon was quite high. And, as time goes on, unless there's sales or stuff, or maybe like a huge DLC, maybe they could bump it back up. So for Dispatch, it's not over, right? And we have multiple weeks to go. We got 3 more times we're going to be doing this. So you imagine if it can stay maybe in the top 5 and then maybe bump itself up to 1 or 2 every Wednesday, I think that would signal a pretty freaking good game in terms of how well it's doing. I also do imagine the cast has something to do with this. I think I saw Jacksepticeye, or I saw a clip of Jacksepticeye playing it. He's in it. A lot of people are in this game. So I think you kind of have the internet influencers that can really, really push it beyond even just a normal game that people can kind of push that, right? I think that's really going to help it. Now, for whatever reason, PlayStation Store on my PC was all freaking destroyed. So I went on PlayStation Store on my console, so I don't have a picture for you. As of right now, Dispatch is 14th on that list. So top 5, NBA 2K26, Battlefield 6, Fortnite, EA Sports, FC 26, and then Call of Duty. Ghost of Yotei is 7th. Ninja Gaiden 4 is 10th. So Ninja Gaiden just came out as well, number 10, and then you got Dispatch all the way right behind Arc Raiders at 14. So, not doing as well. I think PlayStation, well, because of Ghost of Yotei, is still generally new. Ninja Gaiden is still there. Ninja Gaiden actually is pretty low, I think, on Steam. I think it was 24th. So, different places, obviously, you're going to have the game performing better or worse. I think Dispatch, again, being on PC and PlayStation, PC was probably where it was going to dominate. And without official numbers, we're kind of just talking. We can see where it lies in the charts, but we don't know. Even this, the fact that it was number 2, the fact that it was number 1 for at least a day, does that mean it sold 200,000 units? Does it mean it sold a little less than 1 million? And here's the thing, and the reason why I talk about this, and I kind of do this for a lot of different games, right? I tend to do it for games that I have some sort of connection to. Dispatch was freaking amazing. Just the first 2 episodes, again, it needs to land the rest of them, but I want more of these. I want this studio to succeed, so I either want sequels or for them to tackle something else afterwards. And again, I think, in order for this to actually put pressure on anything, right? In order for, in a positive way, it's not even like a negative thing. If Telltale sees this and it's successful, when I say successful, I mean, well, number 1, it's just really good, right? Because you can kind of take a little bit from that as well. And number 2, it's got this weekly schedule, and then it works. It's got to work. It's got to sell well and perform. And if it actually happens, which is why I like to make videos like this, I hope that specifically a Telltale studio, right, could look at it and say, all right, let's get freaking going, because there's so much potential. I think there's more potential with Wolf Among Us than there is Dispatch, simply because of name recognition, right? More people know of Wolf Among Us, more people know of Telltale as an entity, even if they're not as talented as this studio, even if Wolf Among Us is not as good as Dispatch. I think it's got so much potential in just name alone, okay? So hopefully this can kick them in the butt and say, let's freaking go, and let's make a really great game, and then we can be successful, because it really seems like money is an issue somewhere inside of Telltale, as we've heard like multiple times through all these different rumors. So good on Dispatch, and again, we'll see. It was a busy time too. I mean, like, it's kind of reflected in both places. Like, you see the Outer Worlds being on Steam. Again, you can see Digimon, Ninja Gaiden's way lower. On PlayStation, it's more sports, it's more the free-to-play stuff, and it's also kind of the newer stuff. The Ninja Gaidens kind of get in the way of Dispatch. But what's interesting is these next 3 weeks, I mean, it kind of gets more and more dead. Like, you have Outer Worlds coming out fully, so you imagine that probably starts to jump up, probably enters the top 10 on both of them, on PlayStation and Steam. But, as the weeks go, Call of Duty is really the biggest thing. I think SpongeBob comes out a day before the final 2 episodes, and that might be, a top 10 type thing on both of these. But like I said, if Dispatch can stay in the top 10, let's say, on Steam, and then go to number 1 or 2 every week, every release day, that would be, I would imagine that's a really good signal. PlayStation, again, maybe a little bit harder. If it can stay maybe in the top 15 or 20, and then maybe the day it comes out, raised to the top 5 or something, I think that would be, as long as it's raising, if it's going to consistently drop, and then the next 2 episodes come out and it doesn't get a bump, that I think would signal a little bit of okay, maybe it's not as strong as I think it's going to be. But if it jumps every time there's a release, even though, by the way, you buy it once. I bought it yesterday. That's it. But hopefully you're going to have people jumping in and saying, okay, now it's 2 weeks in a row. I heard this game is really good. I need to buy it and then play all 4 episodes. Okay, now it's week 3. Oh, now I heard 4 episodes are really good. I need to buy it and play all 6. That's what you want. And if that doesn't happen, I feel like that probably, hurts the game a little bit more in the long run. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.